Hello everyone, I'm Aideen and welcome to Playful Pathways. Today I want to explain a little bit more about my Creation Safe video, which is an idea that can help your child learn to manage their own creations and artwork, and also hopefully will help you to declutter your home a little bit. By the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea of how to avoid the battles that can erupt over what artwork and other things get kept and what things actually just need to be thrown away. Before I begin though, I want to say a massive thank you to our Patreon supporters. Your contributions are helping us to make more content, so thank you very much. If you would like to become part of the Playful Pathways community and support what we're doing, then have a look at the links to Patreon below. All right, let's talk about the Creation Safe. This idea is based on a strategy that play therapists like myself often use. And once kids get the hang of it, I've used this with dozens of clients, they often actually feel quite empowered by being in control of the decision about what gets kept and what doesn't. So, the way that it works is that the children each get a box, and in this box they can keep any pictures or sculptures or other creations that they make during play therapy. They're not allowed to take any of these home until the very last session, so I have to keep and safely store the boxes from week to week. Now, I have carefully chosen the size of my client boxes because I need to make sure that I can safely keep and store quite a few of these. I need to have one for each child. The kids can decorate them and make it their own, but the rule is that they can only keep as much as can fit in this box. If their box becomes full and they've got more things that they want to keep, then they have to make a decision about how they're going to make more space. And usually this involves going through the box and throwing some things away. When children are making their creations in play therapy, they often feel that everything is very important and they want to keep everything. And it's vital that I respect that they might have invested in what they're making and allow them to keep the things that are important to them. But the reality is, I just don't have enough space to let them keep everything. So I also have to be practical and help them to understand that sometimes we can't keep all the things that we want to. This can lead to disappointment and frustration when the child realizes that they can't fit another toilet roll sword into their box. But I try to be really empathetic during this, even though it doesn't seem very important. It's important to them, so I'm empathetic during this. But ultimately, I maintain that boundary or that limitation about the amount of space that they can have, and I support them while they make a decision about what to do next. Sometimes, at this point, they'll just change their mind and decide that actually that toilet roll sword was not that important after all, and they'll decide to throw it away. But other times they will want to keep it, and so they're happy to go through their box and throw some stuff away to make space for the new things. And when this happens, it's not unusual that they'll go through and the old things that had felt really significant at the time, they're just not that bothered by anymore, or they don't even remember making them. They've moved on. So they've got no problem throwing them away to make space for new things. It's often the idea of throwing stuff away that is hardest. What's important in this process is that I and you, when you're doing this at home, don't make the decisions for the child. We want them to learn to be able to do this for themselves. If we, the adults, come in and make all the decisions, not only could we accidentally throw away something that they were still working on or that they were really proud of, but we rob them of the chance to work out for themselves what they value, what's important to them, independently of our thoughts and opinions. And on top of that, if you give the control to your child to make a choice about what they want to keep and what they don't, it means that you don't have to be the bad cop and make those judgments about what should be kept and what shouldn't. If you decide to make a creation safe together and then you support your child through this process of accepting the limitations and discerning for themselves what's important to them or what their priorities are, you'll be helping your child to develop decision-making and problem-solving skills that they can take with them and apply to other aspects of life or situations that they encounter. And of course, this idea, this concept of setting a boundary and letting your child make the choices within that boundary is one that you can apply to countless other situations. For instance, how many toys your child is allowed to have or how they choose to spend their free time. That's it for today. Now, this idea links with quite a few other themes that I've got going on, like setting boundaries and decluttering. So if you are interested in those, have a look at these videos over here. And if you like what I'm doing here at Playful Pathways, do not forget to subscribe so you'll be notified when new videos are released. Finally, if you want to support us and become part of the Playful Pathways community, have a look at my Patreon page. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.